37% of 20. Can you calculate it without using calculator? Now these numbers such as 37, 43, odd numbers are sometimes difficult and it takes a lot of time if you are not using calculator. So here we will learn two tricks to find percentage in just few seconds. First trick is you have to remember that A% of B equals to B% of A. Why? Because you see A% means A upon 100, of means multiplication, then B. So A times B upon 100 and B% will be B upon 100 times A. So if we cancel 100 and 100 both the sides, then here you can see A times B equals to B times A. Both are same. So we can write A% of B equals to B% of A. So this is one trick. Second trick is we divide the percentage into small chunks. Now here we have 37% of 20. So using this trick, A% of B, B% of A, we can write it 20% of 37. What we can do, divide 20 into 10% plus 10%. Now 10% of 37 will be, just you have to put one decimal and it will be 3.7. 10% of 37 will be 3.7 because 10% is 10 upon 100. That means 1 upon 10, and 10% of 37 will be 1 upon 10 times 37. That is 37 upon 10 and that is equal to 3.7. So simply whenever there is 10%, we put decimal after one digit. So 10% is 3.7. So 20% will be, add 10% to it, 3.7 plus 3.7, that gives us 7.4. So 20% equals to 7.4. Or what we can do, we can simply multiply 3.7 by 2. It is also equal to 7.4 because multiplication is nothing but addition only. So 20% of 37 is 7.4. So 37% of 20 equals to 7.4. You can check in the calculator. So we have to find 37% of 20. So 37 times 20 upon 100. Let's see the result. It is equal to 7.4. Take another example. Let's take 43% of 45. Now I'm not taking a number which has 0 in it. What if you don't have that number, that kind of number? Let's take 43% of 45. This we can write 45% of 43. Now 45% means 40% plus 5%. Now 40% of 43 is easier to calculate. We just multiply it by 4 because this 0 and 0 gets cancelled. 43 times 4 is 17.2, a decimal for a 0. Or to make it quicker, we again divide 40% into chunks of 10%. So 4 10% will be 40%. So if you practice this method, you can do this in your mind only. 4 10% chunks means 40%. Now 10% of 43 will be 4.3, and there are 4 chunks, 1 2 3 4, so we multiply it with 4, so it is 17.2. Now 40% is 17.2 and 10% was 4.3. Now we have to find 5%. If we divide 10 by 2, it becomes 5%. 4.3 by 2, then we will get 5%. This is equal to 2.15. So 5% is 2.15. 40% is 17.2. 45%, that means we have to add it. So 17.2 plus 2.15. We have to match the decimals and then add. Since there is only one digit, we can write 0 here. So now it is 5. 2 plus 1 is 3. Decimal 19.35. So 43% of 45 is 19.35. Let's check in the calculator. 43% of 45 means 43 times 45 upon 100. It is equal to 19.35. Do you want to take another example? Let's take a much difficult number. Let's take 86% of 88, like this. Now for these kinds of number, where both the numbers are quite big, and it doesn't matter whether you flip this number 86% of 88 or you write 88% of 86. It doesn't matter because anyhow you will have to do the calculation. Now in these types of question you can divide the percentage into chunks of zeros. So 86% we can write 80% plus 6%. Now 80% means we have to multiply 88 times 80 upon 100. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. 88 times 8 is 704. There is 1 0, so 1 decimal, so 70.4. Now 80%, now we know we have to find 6%. Again, it's easier to multiply 88 times 6. 6 times 8 is 48. 4 is carryover. 48 plus 4 is 52. So 528. Now 6% means 6 upon 100. So 2 zeros. So this will be 5.28. Now 86% will be, we have to add these two, 70.4 plus 5.28, 8. So it is equal to 75.68. So it is equal to, we can check it in the calculator, 86 times 88 upon 100, 75.68. Now can you find the percentage here? 38% of 40. Here you can use the first trick. A% of B equals to B% of A, and you don't have to use pen or paper. So 38% of 40, we will find 40% of 38. Now 40% can divide into 20%. So 3.8 is 10%, and times 4 will be 40%. 3.8 times 4 will be 38 times 4, that is 15.2. So 38% of 40 will be 15.2. What if you have to find 96% of 30? You will do 30% of 96. 30% you can divide into 3 chunks of 10%. So 10% of 96 will be 9.6, and 30% will be 9.6 times 3. 96 times 3 is 28.8. So 9.6 times 3 is 28.8. So 96% of 30 will be 28.8. So you will get to the answer faster if you practice this method. For more such videos, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.